Welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting. My name's Josh Hall, and you're watching the SESRA Dirt Late Model Series, and we're in Wisconsin tonight at Cedar Lake Speedway. A follow-up race from last week. We had 100 laps at the Chili Bowl, which was a wild one to say the least. And we saw 14 cars take on the Chili Bowl last week, and this week we're only going to see, it looks like about 6 cars take on Cedar Lake here, but as you know, anything can happen here, as these guys always put on a good show anytime you're here with the SESRA. You got about 3 minutes left in practice here before we go green flag racing. Do appreciate you coming out and spending your time with us here tonight. This will be the only race on Intensity tonight, as the iOS Cup Series concluded last week. So we will be looking forward to our future lineup. We'll keep tuned for that. You can find out about that in the Intensity Facebook page. And if you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, and Twitch, we do appreciate you coming out tonight. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. And if you're watching on the SESRA Facebook page, I'd welcome you again for coming out and joining us here on Intensity. And if you're watching on eRacing TV, well, we thank you there as well. And if you don't know what eRacing TV is, well, it's a free app that you can download for your Roku or your Fire Stick, and you can watch live iRacing 7 nights a week here on Intensity Broadcasting, as well as a couple other broadcasters broadcast on there as well. So check it out. That's espaceracingtv.com. Right now we see Tyler Berry at the top of the board, who was involved in a little bit of drama last week. We had a great finish, but a lot of drama insisted after the race last week, so not going to get too much into that, as you know, we don't like to stir up the drama here, but it was a wild one to say the least. Let's take a look at our point standings as we stand. If I can get them to pop up here on my end. Here we go. And for the West Regional points right now, Jeff Ward is your current leader, as he won the race last week. Lance Heinberger in second, Jeffrey West, Drew Layton, Tyler Berry back in fifth, Scott Fritz, Speed Neitzel, Wally Wilson, Austin Hahn, Len Anderson, Tyler Horn, and Jason Anderson. And for those who've never watched an SESRA race, it's a mouthful, especially because we have a new group starting up with us pretty soon, the SCSRA. But if you've never watched an SESRA race before, well, these guys have it broken down into 3 different divisions, which make it kind of interesting because it separates the men from the boys, if you will. So we started off in the south, where we ran USA, Volusia, Lanier, Charlotte, Bristol. Then we moved up to the north, where we had Weedsport, Williams Grove, Lernerville, Limaland, and Eldora. And then we've moved west. Last week was the Chili Bowl. This week, Cedar Lake. And I take that back. Cedar Lake tonight. This is 100 laps here tonight. So I thought it was only 50. I misread. I thought. But either way, you guys are in for a treat here with the SESRA. It looks like practice has just concluded. We're going to get ready for a little bit of qualifying. Let's see who the first car to get the track on the track here at Cedar Lake. And it looks like it's the 7 of Austin Hahn. First car on track. And Cedar Lake, a little bit of a challenging track. It's pretty rounded in shape. The down on the bottom, you see those tires protruding out of the ground. It's really easy to get on there and definitely mess up your lap. Getting too far down on those tires can actually do a little bit of damage to your suspension. So these guys are going to do everything they can to stay away from those tonight. Also, there's a big tire at the entrance of pit road. Oh, as Austin almost loses it there. But currently second in time. Jason Anderson out on track. Jason Anderson, the league admin here in the SESRA. Gets up into the wall just a little bit there. His father, Len Anderson, out on track right now as well. Len's been putting a lot of work in the last few weeks, and definitely one of the most improved drivers in the league, as he's been doing a good job logging laps, getting some practice in, and trying to make himself a little bit more competitive as the season's gone on. You can always tell the guys who put the work in. Currently up at the top of the board, though, as you can see, Tyler Berry with a 13:21. Heinberger, we're in a 13:39. And Lenz is getting a little bit of practice out there. And our points leader for the season, Scott Fritz, out on track in that 48 machine. I believe this is one of the tracks that Scott might have a little bit of experience at. As you see him jump up to the top of the board with a 13:11. Best his teammate Tyler so far by 0.03 of a second. So good qualifying attempt for Scott there. Is Peyton Caldwell out on track as well right now. And Peyton did run a 13:30 for his best lap so far, so he's currently sitting in third. So a great qualifying attempt from Peyton there. And now Peyton looks like he's just out there logging laps, and he is the last one of our competitors to qualify tonight. You see this quite often here on iRacing. People like to get out there, run a few laps, get a little extra practice on the car, kind of feel out what their car is going to do today. And Peyton's going to pull it into the pits. So it looks like we're going to have about 5.5 minutes before the race begins. So I do want to thank you out again for coming out to Intensity Broadcasting here at Cedar Lake with the SESRA Dirt Late Model Series. Again, no late race with us tonight, as the iOS Cup Series, which is now the SESRA, will be starting back up in a couple weeks on Wednesday nights. We'll have Extreme Forces, a new league starting up on Mondays and Tuesdays in the next couple weeks. So they will have Monday, Tuesday, and then the SCSRA on Wednesday nights. Thursdays, we still have our Thunderstruck League in the LNS LNS Late Model Series. iOS Truck Series has finished as well. So, and the Original Rebels Xfinity Series will be starting back up on the 24th. So right now, for the next couple weeks, we're going to have the Original Rebels Trucks on Sunday night doubleheader. We'll still have your coverage of the SESRA here on Intensity Broadcasting on Tuesday nights. And then Wednesdays and Thursdays we'll have a couple late model series for you. And then Sundays with the Original Rebels Send It Cup Series. So a couple breaks, a couple seasons just finished up for a couple leagues, and they're going to take a couple weeks off before coming back in full force. So we look forward to you joining us again as those seasons continue. Again, the SESRA, which was formerly the iOS Truck Series, will be running on Wednesday nights starting back on the 22nd at Daytona. And they're going to be running the Xfinity cars this year. So that'll be neat to see those guys out in Xfinity cars as opposed to the Truck and Cup Series. It's always fun to see new leagues come in, and anytime we can have a new little new blood, a little fresh faces there, it's always a good time. So we got about 3 minutes before we go racing here at Cedar Lake. And we do appreciate you coming out and joining us here tonight. We see the 4 of you watching on Intensity Broadcasting, all 4 of you on Facebook. So we do appreciate you hanging in with us as for another about 2.5 minutes before we go green flag racing for 100 laps here in the Dirt Late Model Series here at Cedar Point. It's going to be a great race. It looks like we had another 7 cars total at the moment, which is a lot better than the 14 we had at the Chili Bowl last week, because the Chili Bowl being a small track with those late models, it was a bit of a tight race, tight quarters. Saw some action. If you didn't see that one, go back and watch that one. You can catch that one. Find it here on Facebook, or you can find it on our YouTube page. We have all our races archived there. Go back and watch any of our series right there on Intensity Broadcasting. Another one to go back and watch here on Intensity Broadcasting was last Friday. One of our announcers, Joe Wright, retired from the U.S. Coast Guard, and we threw a little retirement race for him with some of his friends for a little super speedway action. Ended up turning out to be a great race, and I recommend, if you haven't watched that one, go back and watch that one if you like some good super speedway racing in the Truck Series. That was a blast. I was in that one. I was calling that one myself with Original Rebels racer Garrett Kinder, and we had a lot of fun, which is what it's all about. So about a minute left before green flag drops here, or before we grid them up to go green flag racing here at Cedar Lake Speedway in beautiful Wisconsin. It looks like Scott Fritz will be your pole sitter. Now, we'll have to see if Scott decides to use the AOL rule. The SESRA has a little different rule than most leagues do. If you qualify on the pole and you take an EOL, you'll get a bonus point for every car you pass, plus the points that you would get for the race. So if you were to pass every single car on the track and win, you'd get the 7 additional bonus points plus your first place points. So it's a little different rule. It brings things up a little bit. Plus, this is a double points race, being a 100-lap race. So we might see Scott take that little gamble, fall to the back, and try to get back through the field, as there's only 7 cars out there, which maximum points would be an extra, it looks like 12 bonus points to pass 6 cars with 7 cars. So a little different opportunity to get some points, especially being a little far behind right now after last week's kerfuffle, if you will. Well, let's take a look at your starting grid. Scott Fritz will be on pole tonight with Tyler Berry to his outside. Peyton Caldwell in the 99. He'll be rolling off third with Lance Heinberger in the 9 machine, rolling off in 4th. Then Austin Hahn in the 7. He'll be rolling off in 5th with Jason Anderson in 6th. Len Anderson in the 15 machine in 7th. And doesn't show up on the qualifying, but Drew Layton just appeared. It looks like he's going to be able to get out there and roll off in the 8th position. So we'll have 8 cars here tonight, as Drew is a late entry, just coming in at the end of qualifying. Wasn't able to turn a qualifying lap, but is going to be able to get out there and race with these boys tonight. So we take a look at the field behind the pace truck. All 8 cars are sitting on track. As we get ready for the pace truck to roll, here he goes. And you see Scott Fritz dropping down to the bottom. Gonna take that EOL to try to get him maximum points here on the start. So that's gonna move the 99 of Peyton Caldwell up to the pole position. And Tyler Berry's going to be on his outside. So, again, Scott trying to get all the points he can get here. Maximum points. We see him slowly leading the field down to the starting zone. Pace truck will be pulling off this time by, and we'll be getting ready to go green flag racing for 100 laps here at Cedar Lake. As they come to the starting zone, green flag is in the air. Peyton Caldwell gets a great jump off Tyler Berry on the start. We already got some trouble in the back. No caution, though, as Len Anderson had some issues towards the back of the pack, and we stay rolling here with Tyler Berry looking down to the inside of Peyton Caldwell, but Peyton on that high side able to rip it up there and keep Tyler Berry behind him. Austin Hahn starting to make a little bit of ground on our front two as well. We had 100 laps, so a lot of time this track is going to change tremendously over those 100 laps. Right now we'll see Peyton Caldwell just kind of leading the field as we got our first caution of the night. I'm not really sure. Oh, I believe. Take a look, see what happened to Drew Layton here. This is right on the start here. Oh, just misjudges the start, and those two end up going over up on the roof. Oh, Len gets a wild ride. Both taking a trip down pit road, so they were off the track. And I'm not really sure if they threw a competition caution because of the restart or what. See Drew getting his lap back right there. So Len Anderson also getting a lap back here. So a couple interesting rules here. These guys do only get one wave by for the night, as well as these guys do not run resets. So just like in real life, if you crash and you can't fix your damage, then you are done for the night. We're going to see the same thing here tonight in the SESRA. As the lights on the pace truck are off, we're going to re-rack them, restack them, get ready to refire them here at Cedar Lake. With Peyton Caldwell deciding to take the inside on Tyler Berry. They come to the restart zone. Green flag is in the air. Tyler Berry was trying to jump the start there, just was not able to get a good jump. And that allows Caldwell stay out in the lead, but Tyler Berry all over the back bumper of that 99 machine. And right behind him, we see Austin Hahn and Lance Heinberger trying to join this battle as well. And Scott Fritz up into 4th right now. So he's already gained a couple cars. Again, if you're just joining us, this league does have a little bit of a different rule. If you decide to take the EOL as the pole sitter, you can gain a bonus point for every car you pass. And Scott Fritz, winning the pole, taking the EOL already, has gained 4 bonus points for passing 4 cars. And he's going to continue his march forward to try to win this race and get some maximum points for the season. But right now, it's a great battle going on between Berry and Caldwell. Berry able to run it just a little bit lower, but right now, Caldwell's got the advantage on the high side. As the track continues to get slicker and slicker, we're going to start seeing this guy start to merge up the track. We can see the build-up getting really into the middle of the track now, so that cushion's starting to build up towards that middle line. I'm sure we're going to start seeing people run up there a little bit more as you see the 99 running that cushion in the middle. And Tyler Berry just not able to get the power down to get around him. We got a little bit of a 5-car breakaway right now. Oh, Lance Heinberger hard into the wall. See the right side of that car all bent off now as he just caught the wall on the exit of turn number 2. And now our leaders are going to be getting into a little bit of lap traffic. As it looks like they're coming up on the 05 of Jason Anderson. Is this an opportunity that Tyler Berry can use to get himself around Caldwell? Oh, almost a little bit of contact there between Caldwell and the lap car, but able to keep it going straight. And now Tyler Berry not able to run off the exit the way he wants due to the lap car. And Caldwell gets a little bit of an advantage there off the corner. Now our leaders are coming up on the 15 of Len Anderson. And now Tyler Berry throws it up high, way up on the high side. Gets a pretty good run up there too, seeing if he's trying to find something else that's going to work for him. As they're side by side with the lap car. Now Berry back down to the bottom, trying to make something work here. But a lot of time here still, as we're just going to be crossing the line. This time by, we're going to be 20 laps in of 100. And Peyton Caldwell starting to run just a little bit higher each lap. Starting to chase that dirt. Chase that cushion up the track. And Lance Heinberger caught in the lap traffic there. Has fallen almost a second and a half back off of the 48 of Scott Fritz. And Scott Fritz is kind of stalled out just a little bit into the 4th position. He's running just a little bit higher than everybody else right now, trying to see if he can find some traction. We'll take a ride along here with Tyler Berry, kind of see what he's seeing right now, and see him really working that wheel in there. Trying to do everything he can, and we got a yellow flag in the air. I believe it was for Len Anderson having some issues. See what happened to Len here as he was on the outside of the 24. Oh, just overdrove it. Caught those tires at the entrance of pit road, and that was enough to bring out the caution. Now we see the 05, Jason Anderson, using his wave around to get a lap back. Yeah, thank you for joining us tonight here on Intensity Broadcasting for the SESRA Dirt Late Model Series. See, we've got 11 people watching tonight, 9 on Facebook, 1 on YouTube, 1 on Twitch. We do appreciate you coming out and joining us tonight for the only race of the night here on Intensity Broadcasting. As we're going to re-rack them, restack them, get ready to refire them. As they're double file and the pace truck will be pulling off here. Peyton Caldwell is going to lead them back to the restart zone. Gets on the gas really early this time. And green flag is back in the air. So Caldwell doing a great job of keeping Tyler Berry on his feet with these restarts. And now we got 3 wide action. A little bit of contact between Fritz and Hahn. As Hahn's going to try to move himself into second place around Tyler Berry. He's down on the bottom side. Scott Fritz up on the high side. Almost a little bit of contact between those two. Now Fritz down to the bottom. They're going to come off the corner side by side. Oh, a little bit of contact between the 48 and the 7. As Austin Hahn is going to come out victorious in that little battle. And now Tyler Berry back challenging for the lead. Oh, he was down below those white tires. And you can really see the track starting to shine up and slick off. That's really going to make a difference for these guys, how they have to drive the track. As over a 100-lap race, this track is going to change tremendously. We're already starting to see that as drivers are starting to run up just a little bit higher to find some traction here. As they come off of turn number 2, and Austin Hahn now looking down to the inside of Tyler Berry, trying to get everything he can here, and Scott Fritz looking down underneath Austin Hahn. Almost some contact between the 7 and the 48 again, but they're able to keep it going straight as Scott Fritz gets a great run on the high side. Looks like he might have found something up there as he's going to go around Austin Hahn on the high side and see if he can carry that momentum forward. As the 99 Caldwell saw that move that Fritz was making, and now he's jumped up about 2 lanes higher than he was running just a moment ago. And now they're running all up in that loose. Oh, some contact. A little accordion effect between the 500, the 48, and the 7. Well, that's going on. It's allowed Caldwell to catch out to a half-second lead. And now Scott Fritz looking back down to the bottom of his teammate Tyler Berry. Tyler's not going to give up that position without a fight, but big slider there for Fritz to move himself into the second position. And now he's going to try to chase down Caldwell. So we still have just a little over halfway to go in the race. Going to be working lap number 38 next time we go by. And Tyler Berry having some struggles now as he's got the 7 of Austin Hahn all over his back bumper. Scott Fritz starting to run down Peyton Caldwell. A little lap traffic now as the 15 car. And makes it a little trouble for the leaders to come through here. Leaders are able to get by. Now Tyler Berry and Austin Hahn around as well. Now they're coming up on the 05 of Jason Anderson. Oh, some contact between Fritz and Caldwell. Both of them able to keep it going straight. Fritz now down to the bottom, trying to make that bottom lane work as he's running the high side so well before. And Tyler Berry was able to cut into their lead just a little bit while these guys were bouncing off each other for the lead. Robert Yes Jr. says, "What's up?" Rob, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining us tonight here on Intensity Broadcasting. Got a little dirt action for you as Scott Fritz still trying to get all over the back bumper of that 99 to try to take over the lead here and gain maximum points. All the way down to the bottom, Fritz goes, throws a big slider. Not able to complete the slide job. See if he can throw it in there again. Down on the bottom. But Caldwell just so strong up on that high side. So Fritz is going to move back up to the cushion. See if he can continue to propel himself forward. For those just joining us, not knowing what I mean by maximum points, here in this league, if the pole sitter takes an EOL on the start of the race, he can gain a bonus point for every car that he passes throughout the race. And since it's double points here tonight at Cedar Lake, Scott Fritz is hoping to get those extra 14 bonus points. Now he is running all over the back bumper of that 99. And he is just not going away. As lap after lap, they almost made contact. As Caldwell now starting to work a little lower down the track now, so we saw them up against the wall. Now they're starting to slide back down, still up against the wall through turns 1 and 2, a little bit lower through 3 and 4 though. As the track is really starting to slick off now, we're just past halfway as we're working lap number 52 of 100. And the two leaders coming back up on some lap traffic as they're approaching the 15 of Len Anderson. And Len with heavy damage on that right side of that machine after getting into the tire at the entrance of pit road. Looks like he's going to keep it low here and out of the way of our leaders. And Scott Fritz really throws it in deep. They're 3 wide. Almost some contact with the lap car there as he was trying to use the lap car as a bit of a pick to get around the 99. Just was not able to do it. As Peyton Caldwell gets such a great run off the corner. Looks like Fritz is able to get into the corner just a little bit better. But Caldwell able to run off as we see Jason Anderson get up into the wall right in front of the leaders. Able to keep it straight though. To not interfere with our leader's progress moving forward. Scott Fritz is back down on the bottom. Way down on the bottom, Fritz goes this time. He's going to throw a bit of a slider. Not able to complete the slider. And while all this action is going on, Tyler Berry has fallen over 3 seconds off of our lead duo right here. Austin Hahn another second behind Tyler. Lance Heinberger, after catching the wall earlier, has fallen back to 5th. Drew Layton is the last car on the lead lap as we hear these guys bouncing off the wall, trying to get everything they can. Oh, Fritz up into the wall that time as well. And now Fritz to the high side, trying to take that position away. Gonna cross him over here. Down the front stretch now, Scott Fritz with the big slider. And again, Caldwell fighting back down to the bottom to retake that lead. And this is some great back and forth trading of positions here between our two leaders, as both of them now up into the wall, as that cushion through turns 1 and 2 is pretty much non-existent. They're still trying to find as much grip as they can. And Scott Fritz back up to that high side, using that cushion, trying to get a good run off the corner. As now Fritz running a little bit lower there than Caldwell, able to pull up alongside. Fritz way down over the berm, catches those tires, but able to keep the car going straight. As he's almost using those tires. He's carrying his right front enough to keep, some contact to keep. I was going to say from getting those tires, but Peyton Caldwell throwing a little bit of a bumper to him here to get back around and into the lead. So next time by, we'll have just 30 laps to go. Can Scott Fritz get back around this 99 machine as they're coming up on the lap car of Drew Layton? Right now, Drew is the last car on the lead lap. And I'm sure he's going to fight these guys to stay up there and keep his lead lap position as we see Scott Fritz back to working on the bottom side. As Caldwell fighting with Drew Layton as Layton's trying to stay back on the lead lap. And now Caldwell is hoping that Layton will fight with Scott Fritz to let Peyton pull away, but looks like Layton's going to stay right down on the bottom side. And Scott Fritz has got a 1 second gap to claw back to try to take the lead back away from Peyton Caldwell. Oh, and Peyton Caldwell caught up with a lapper there. Loses the lead. Yellow flag is out. That's going to bring up a Wreckage Rewind as we take a look and see exactly what happened here between our leader and the lap car of Len Anderson. So we see Len up on that high side there. And I don't think Len knew that Cadwell was coming with that type of steam. They both go sliding down through the infield. And that's going to give the lead now to Scott Fritz, who's in the position to gain maximum points here. As next time we go by, we're going to have just 25 laps to go. So Scott Fritz was your pole sitter, took the EOL, fell back to the back of the pack to try to gain maximum points here, and currently in position to gain the maximum points as he is currently leading after a little run-in between Peyton Caldwell and the lap car. We're going to re-rack him, restack him, get ready to refire him here at Cedar Lake. Scott Fritz is going to choose the inside lane. Peyton Caldwell on the outside. Green flag is back in the air. And Scott Fritz with a great jump here. Tyler Berry also having a great restart. Trying to move himself into second position. As now they were almost 3 wide coming off of turn number 4. Tyler Berry way down on the bottom lane. Not able to get a traction. Now Caldwell down to the bottom lane. He's going to throw a slider, but Scott Fritz is going to have none of it. As Fritz is now going to have to give that lead to that 99 machine. Now the 48 working the bottom side with his teammate, Tyler Berry, right there underneath him. While those two are battling, it's allowing Peyton Caldwell. I thought he was starting to pull away, but now Caldwell was under attack from the 48 of Scott Fritz. So we've got 22 laps to go to settle it. Now Caldwell down on the bottom side of the track. Using that low entry as defensively. Try to keep Scott Fritz and Tyler Berry behind him. As next time by, we'll have just 20 laps to go. Scott Fritz now trying to work that high side. Trying to see if he can find a way back around the 99. As Tyler Berry starting to fade away just a little bit yet again. Looks like Tyler's car is just not a long run car. And Peyton Caldwell now almost a second lead over Scott Fritz. As we see Scott again working down on those tires, which can be a dangerous thing because if you catch those tires just wrong, it definitely send your car back up the track. As they cross the line, this time we'll have just 15 laps to go. Can Scott Fritz run down the 99 yet again? Or is he going to need a caution to try to have one more shot at that 99 machine? As Peyton Codwell dominating this race from the start. And now they're coming up on some lap traffic. And from the looks of things, it just looks like the track has given up all sorts of grip as Codwell catches that inside tire and it just slows him down. So you can see what can happen as he lost over almost a half second to Scott Fritz. And now Fritz, like a shark smelling blood, trying to run down that 99 machine. Next time by, we're going to see just 10 laps to go here as the lap traffic stays right out of the way of our leaders. And Peyton Codwell's lead has been extended back to just about a second as he's really making that bottom lane work through turns 1 and 2. Back to the bottom through turns 3 and 4. Actually runs a little bit high through 3 and 4. Almost diamonds that corner. So unless something catastrophic happens to that 99 machine, Scott Fritz may have to just settle in second, as it doesn't look like he's gaining any on that 99 machine. Not that Scott would wish bad luck on anybody, but I'm sure he's hoping for a caution to come out so he can have just one more shot at it. As next time by, we'll have just 5 laps to go. As long as Peyton Codwell can keep it going straight. For those last couple laps, he's been a little bit slower than Scott Fritz. Doesn't look like he's able to get the power down like he was before. Scott's cut that lead down to a half second. And last time by, Scott was a 10th faster. The lap before, he was 3/10 faster. As we have just 4 laps to go. Can Scott make a late charge here? 3 laps to go. Scott's throwing it in there as hard as he can. Trying to make it stick. But just not able to make it work. As they come off the line, 2 laps to go. You see Peyton working way down on those tires yet again. As they come off of turn number 4. White flag is in the air for Peyton Codwell. 4 corners separate him and a win here. And Scott Fritz is now putting their heat on, trying to make something happen as they come through turns 3 and 4. And across the line, Peyton Codwell will be your winner. Scott Fritz will come in second. Tyler Berry across the line in third. Austin Hahn fourth. Lance Heinberger in fifth with a wild ride into the pits. Then Len Anderson, Drew Layton, and Jason Anderson taking the wild ride into the pits himself. So your results tonight. Your winner, the 99, Peyton Codwell, with Scott Fritz and Tyler Berry rounding out the podium. Austin Hahn, Lance Heinberger, Len Anderson, Drew Layton, and Jason Anderson round out the field. We'll see if we can get a word with our podium tonight. I do not see Peyton in the Discord channel tonight, so we'll have to see if we can talk with Tyler and Scott. Oh, well, Peyton did just jump into the Discord, but let's see if we can get a word with our third place finisher here, Tyler Berry. Tyler, you got Josh up in the broadcast booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Josh.
Man, tough night for you tonight. Just not able to get out of that third position. Peyton kind of had it all locked up tonight, and the track seemed to be really difficult as it pretty much became a single lane track. How was the track from your point of view? Is that kind of what you were seeing as well?
Yeah, just mostly single lane, and I tried different lanes and just couldn't make anything work. Yeah, I'm not too big of a fan of this place. It just usually goes one lane like tonight, and I just don't have it figured out. I guess I need more practice, but overall, pretty good night. Pretty happy to be in third. Good points, and congrats to Scott on the second and Peyton on first.
For sure. And next week, as we move on in this West, I believe we're moving on to. I just had the schedule up, and it disappeared on me. So, because it always happens that way, you know.
Yeah.
Next week, as we move on to Fairbury, how do you like your chances at that place?
Yeah, Fairbury, I'm pretty confident with. Just got to do some more practicing with this setup, and should be up here again.
All right. Well, before we let you go, anybody you want to thank? Anybody you want to shout out tonight?
Yeah, I just gotta thank everyone at T-Berry Motorsports, Scott especially for a great run. It was a fun race. Then I gotta get to. I lost my list.
You sound like
Crow
me now.
River. Yeah, yeah. There we go. There we got it. Crow River Signs, Wrath Racing, ATV, UTV, Dynamic Designs, Scott Fritz Designs, 605 Racing and Tire Solutions. Josh, you for being up in the booth, always doing a great job. Jason for throwing on the sleeve, always a blast running this. I gotta thank my girlfriend Lizzie, and lastly, Magilla C Speed Shop for their quick sets.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the podium. And we look forward to talking to you again next week at Fairbury.
Yep, thank you, Josh. Have a good one.
So that was your third place finisher, Tyler Berry. Let's pull in our second place finisher, Scott Fritz. Scott, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, quite the battle going on between you and Peyton for a while there, but it looked like he just got the best of you as the track was really single lane for the most part. I saw you guys trying to make the bottom lane work. It looked like it worked for a couple laps and then just went away. Did it just get really slick out there, or was I know Tyler was saying it was pretty much just a single lane racetrack tonight?
Yeah, it got real slick there real quick, kind of last second. I wish it would have slicked up a whole lot sooner there, because those last probably 10 laps, 5 laps, I really figured out a line and started running them right back down. But I wish I could have figured that out a little sooner. But track changed like really quickly. It was pretty much just one lane the entire time, hammer down. About 20, 25 to go is when it just really changed all of a sudden. So overall, pretty decent night though.
Yeah, absolutely. As we had double points tonight, and you taking the EOL to get the bonus points as well, so it worked out in your favor. Didn't get maximum points, but almost maximum points is kind of what you were looking for, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was overall a good night. I'm glad I definitely took the UL there. But yeah, we'll go on to next week and keep trying to secure this championship.
Yeah, how do you like your chances at Fairbury next week?
Pretty good. It's a short track, so you never know. But we'll just see. I'm pretty good there, so shouldn't have a problem.
All right, well, before I let you go, I know you got a little list you got to go through.
Oh yeah, I just want to thank T-Berry Motorsports. 2 on the podium once again tonight, and Wrath ATV UTV, 605 Racing and Tire Solutions, and you in the booth, and Jason, everyone putting this on. Can't thank them enough.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats as you move on towards this championship. We look forward to talking to you again next week at Fairbury.
All right, thank you.
That was your second place finisher, Scott Fritz. As we're going to pull in our winner tonight, Peyton Codwell. Peyton, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Man, congrats on the win. Kind of dominating, getting the surprise pole as Scott Fritz took the EOL to try to gain some maximum points here. But from the drop of the green flag, you guys just dominated this race. I know your restarts were fantastic, kind of keeping Tyler Berry on his toes. And as the track became one lane, you just kind of were able to keep Scott and Tyler behind you. How did the race go otherwise for you? Did you kind of see the same thing? I know they were talking about the track getting really slick there at the end.
Man, I'm not even gonna lie to you. This was 100% luck tonight. I've put so much practice in this track this week, man. It definitely was a one-lane racetrack, you know, and Scott was definitely gaining on me for a minute, and I don't know, I just moved up and moved down and moved up, moved down again and again, and finally found the right line, and we pulled through it tonight.
Yeah, it looked like you were able to stay ahead of the transition a little bit better than your fellow competitors there. And I noticed there in those last 5 or 6 laps, looked like you were really struggling to get the power down on the corner. Is that what you were just way too slick down there?
Man, the pressure was real. I'm literally shaking right now. You can ask Dale Ward. I think he was watching the stream, and I sent him a Snapchat earlier. Just the shake is real. So just man, I'm not gonna lie, I just choked. I started hitting tires and everything tonight. The choke was real.
Well, able to come home with the victory tonight, and I know it feels pretty special to you. Anybody you want to thank? Anyone you got a shout out tonight before we let you go?
Man, Fast Lane Carpet Cleaning, and definitely Caldwell Tinting and Audio, CFM Motorsports, especially for the private practice sessions that we did this week, and I sure do appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. And before we let you go, how do you like your chances next week at Fairbury?
Man, if I got to spend the money I did in practice sessions like this, I may end up broke. So.
It's an honest man right there. Well, you know what they say. To make $1 million and make $1 million in racing, you got to spend $1 billion. So, well, again, congratulations with the win tonight. I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
So that was your winner, Peyton Caldwell, here at Cedar Lake Speedway. Thank you for joining us tonight here on Intensity Broadcasting and the SESRA Facebook page as well, where this is broadcast. We do appreciate you coming out and joining us tonight. Don't forget, there will be no racing tomorrow night. We do have, actually, I just remembered Wednesday night, we have the iOS All-Star Shootout race on Wednesday night. So stay tuned for that. That will be at 10 o'clock Eastern here on Intensity Broadcasting, as the iOS All-Star race will be the following week. That is all the winners of the iOS series, all the champions, as well as any winners and the champion of the Pelican Snowball series. So them coming together and kind of having the all-star race all together will be fun. So join us Wednesday night tomorrow night for that. And Thursday night we have our LNS Late Model series, as well as Thunderstruck. And then Saturday, Sunday Cup series. And then Sunday, the Original Rebels doubleheader truck series will go off again, so they'll be joining us again this week. So, again, tune in here on Intensity Broadcasting and on eRacing TV, where you can catch all our broadcasts. And as our boy Atman Weiss would say, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Check us out on Intensity Broadcasting on Twitter at IntensityBroad1. And over